With more sunshine and warm weather, it brings up the concern of sun safety. So, Mary, how much sun is enough?
Well, in the summer in particular, you want to try and avoid the sun, particularly from the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. That's when the rays of the UVA and UVB are the strongest. Aside from that, it's good to get a little bit of sun, of course, because you want your vitamin D, but you have to be very, very careful, especially young children.
When it comes to vitamin D, if we are wearing sunscreen, are we still getting vitamin D?
No, you're not. And that's a very, very common problem, especially for children who need the vitamin D when they're developing. It's really important for their bones. So if you're using sunscreen and you're keeping your children out of the sun in the summer, make sure you keep up with their vitamin D during the summer as well.
Speaking of children, what would you most recommend for sun protection for children?
You want to make sure that, and this goes for adults as well as children, that you have UVA and UVB protection. The UVB protection is usually indicated by the SPF factor, and that's when you make sure that you're not going to get that redness, the burning of the skin. But the UVA is really important too. You want to block out those rays. Those are the rays that cause wrinkling, damage to the skin, and can also be carcinogenic. For children, and for, again, adults, go with natural products. Titanium dioxide, zinc oxide, those are chemicals, or not actually chemicals, or minerals that reflect the sun's rays. And do them in a base of things like jojoba oil, shea butter, cocoa butter, all natural. Again, you want to avoid things like vitamin A, retinol palmitate. It's actually used to be used in sunscreens, and it is still in some products because it helps prevent wrinkling. But what they've also found is when it's exposed to sun, it can accelerate the reproduction of abnormal cells, so it can actually enhance melanoma. So make sure you don't get anything with that.
Now, does it matter which form, whether you're using a liquid, a spray, a cream, or a gel?
Everybody has their preference. Some people will use the sticks, especially on their face, and you also want to make sure that you're using a good lip balm for children if they're out for prolonged periods of time, if they're ball players or soccer players, and make sure the lip balm has an SPF as well. Some people find sprays more convenient. You really want to make sure that your child's not going to inhale any of it when you're spraying them. Lotions tend to work the best, and if you haven't used a sunscreen on your child before, you might want to do a small test patch and make sure that they're not allergic to it. Most of the natural healthcare products have no PABA, no parabens, anything that causes an allergic response, but always check.
And what should we know about sunglasses, and especially wearing hats too? That's probably the easiest thing.
That's so true. The best, of course, is to avoid the sun during those peak hours. If you can't, make sure you slap on that shirt and the sunglasses and a hat. Sunglasses are important too because you want to make sure that they protect against UVA and UVB rays. They're not just coloring and tinting the glass.
So you can enjoy the outdoors, but just make sure you do so in a safe way. For Shaw TV, I'm Ann Gordon-Air.